So it really saddens me for the fact that I'm going to have to make this video. Like, I did not think in my wildest dreams that I would ever be making this video. But before we really do get into the full update, I'm just going to kind of recap on everything that's happened beforehand, just because if you're watching this video and you want a bit of like a recap of what's been going on, or if you have no idea of the whole entire situation as well. So a couple weeks ago, I think it was a couple weeks ago, I'm not sure if it was last week or the week before, Helldivers 2 put this out on their Steam page, announcing that on May 6th, every single person that was playing Helldivers 2 up to that point, and all new Helldivers players, had to link their PSN account to their Steam account, which previously you didn't have to do. Previously, when it came to playing Helldivers 2, linking your PSN account was optional and means you didn't have to do that, and you could just play the game through your Steam account. But moving forward from May 6th, you had to link your Steam account with your PSN account in order to be able to play the game. Now, obviously at first, when you first hear this, you might not think that that's all that bad. But when you really looked into it, you can see why it actually wasn't a good situation of why they were doing this. The reason for that is because there's so many countries out there, which to me baffles my mind for the fact that like this is even a thing. But there is over 177 countries out there where you cannot make a PSN account. That is right. 177 countries are unable to make a PSN account, which means that so many people who are wanting to go ahead and play Helldivers 2 would not be able to do so. And because of that, the game was actually taken off Steam in those countries. And obviously because of this, the whole entire Helldivers 2 community, rightfully so, was up and raged about this. And they were actually review bombing the game. A lot of people who had positive reviews on the game then started putting their reviews as negative. The game went from an overwhelmingly positive reviewed game to an overall mixed reviewed, and recent reviews were overwhelmingly negative. Like, it was terrible. Like, I've never seen a game get that badly review bombed. Like, I've seen games get review bombed, but the way that Helldivers 2 reviews just tanked hard was like fucking eye-opening for me and completely backfired. And also a good thing to see that the Helldivers 2 community, which I would have to say has one of the best communities on the internet out there. Like, obviously there's a few people that would make it toxic and make it terrible, but overall I like to think that the Helldivers 2 community is a really, really great community, and I really love to be like a little bit a part of that community, because I don't play the games often anymore, but when it first came out I did play a decent amount of hours of it, and I still get into it like here and there as well. But because of the amount of backlash that the game got, and I saw a lot of people who were going after the devs. Now, it's not the devs in this situation. It was PlayStation, because the game is developed by Arrowhead Game Studios, but it's published by PlayStation. So PlayStation were the ones who were pushing this whole entire PSN account needed to be linked to your Steam account in order to play the game on Steam. It was PlayStation and Arrowhead were actually trying to fight against this. And after so much backlash from the whole entire community and the devs actually wanting to, like, you know, not go forth with this, PlayStation came out with a statement just a few days ago stating that they were no longer having to have the PSN account linked to the Steam account, and you could now play Helldivers 2 through your Steam account like it had been previously. And from seeing this was a massive W. Massive Helldivers 2 community W, and we fucking love to see it. I made a video about it as well, and I was like, this is really great. This is going to be such a good thing for the fact that like a community was able to bond together like this and able to make a massive change like this, but it is still going to leave a sour taste in everyone's mouth about Sony, and it's going to make them doubt Sony going forward. And now with this update that has come out, this is going to leave an even more sour taste in people's mouth about Sony than it already had been. So I just saw this tweet almost an hour ago from the moment of me recording this. By the time like this is posted, it would have been several hours by the time it's come out. But I saw Pirate Software, who I was the person who I was following when it came to getting updates about this whole entire situation, because I really like his content. He's worked in the gaming industry previously as a developer, and you know, he's very sound on what goes on when it comes to making games and all that stuff. So I saw this tweet come out from him almost an hour ago, stating that the Helldivers 2 community was tricked by Sony. Sony declared having a PSN account would be mandatory to play Helldivers 2. The community revolted and trashed the game review score to 13% positive. Sony walked it back and stated they wouldn't be making PSN mandatory. Declaring victory, the community undid the massive wave of negative reviews. Yet Sony did something sinister in the background. They restricted Helldivers 2 from being purchased in all 177 countries where PSN isn't available. They fooled you, and the devs are still fighting to fix it. That is absolutely fucking disgusting. This is one of the devs here on the Discord as well, is part of the screen, one of the two screenshots that Pirate Software put in his tweet. So this is someone asking about, is there any news about the 177 countries delisted issue? And he replies saying, sorry, no, I'm speaking to our partners at PlayStation and Valve up and pushing for it to be undone. Getting the account linking took a Herculean effort, but I won't rest in my desire to have it available everywhere. That is some of the shadiest fucking shit I have ever seen. And then obviously Pirate Software also puts a screenshot of this. This is on the Steam DMB page of showing of every single country that the game is currently unavailable to purchase on Steam in. That's right, 177 countries. So they did roll back on the PSN, which was great. It was good to see that W. But instead of like making it once again available to every single country to play, they do one of the scummiest things I have seen in recent fucking time and go ahead and just keep the game delisted on all of these 177 platforms. It's almost like Sony got fucking salty for the fact that like they lost this war and they were like had to have their hand forced to not have their fucking dirty little greedy hands. And it's like, I have to have the PSN account linked to the game. We have to have it. It's because I want it to. It's because like I'm such a selfie business, and that's all. They have the business on the front of it, and they do not give a single fuck about the player base. They don't care about what the player base wants. And that's what baffles me a lot about these big companies, especially in this day and age when it comes to these gaming companies, is that they put business first and think about the player base second. But shouldn't they go hand in hand? Like, shouldn't you be thinking about your player base? Because the player base is the ones that buy your game, that fund your game, and that play your game. And if you're thinking just about the business and not about the player base whatsoever, well, then your business is going to go under. If this starts to get word, which I'm guessing it will, because by the time that this video actually gets posted, I expect this to be like up and on. I expect this to be everywhere, like on Twitter, around like the gaming scene. And I expect a lot of people to be making videos about this as well. And I definitely expect Pirate Software like to see him make a statement about this, like on his stream or in a YouTube short or whatever it is that he may post any type of media about it. Because to me, this is fucking disgusting. Like, to me, this is absolutely shit. Like, the whole entire of them like rolling out this like PSN must be required is that it wasn't going to be a mandatory thing until May 30th. So instead of like, you know, just completely getting rid of it and just, you know, pretending like it didn't happen, which I think would kind of be the best thing to do, just come up with a statement saying we were sorry, completely like scrap that it ever existed in the first place and make it available for everyone to buy. But instead they've gotten fucking salty, lied to the community, done something shady, and just delisted the game from all these fucking countries. Are you for real? They can't be serious. This is some of the most disgusting practices I have seen in recent time. And I can definitely see a lot of people like getting even more a sour taste. Like I said, is that originally people had a sour taste about PlayStation and Sony when it came to, you know, them requiring the PSN link. But now that they're doing this, I'm going to see a whole load of people not trusting Sony even more and being even more pissed off with PlayStation. Because, to be honest, like, I'm not a massive console person. The only console I have is a fucking Switch. So I don't have a PlayStation or an Xbox. But, like, this isn't good for, you know, their reputation when it comes to, you know, competing up against Xbox. This really isn't. I do not think that this is good for their reputation whatsoever, especially because of how viral and how big this whole entire situation has been. But I'd like to hear what you guys have to think about this down below. That's it from me. Peace out.